Okay, time for Notes 10B for the Math 4 course. I know there's humor in there somewhere. All right, today we're going to learn about something called scalar multiplication, which is actually not hard. And we're also going to play around with additive inverse matrices. To start with, what they call scalar multiplication. Well, let's just say we're going to take matrix B and we're going to multiply it by 2. So it's actually going to look something like this. And literally all we are doing is distributing the 2 times every element in there. That's it. That's all there is to it. The rest is just keeping your ducks in a row. You know, making sure you don't make the simple mistakes because you're rushing through it. And that is what 2b should look like. That's all. All right, we're going to take -4 and multiply it times matrix C. 4 and 12 and 9 and -10, which is going to give us -16 and -48 and -36 and +40. And that is going to be -4c. Needless to say, this is not going to take real long today. All right, now we get into a little bit more complicated. 2a plus b. So let's see now, we're going to start with 2 times a plus b. And so for the first level, we're going to multiply the 2 and then we're going to add the 2 guys. 20 and 0, 10 and -6, 16 and 2, -2 plus 3. And so that is what 2a plus b is going to look like. All right, yeah, we had to put fractions into it, didn't we? All right, let's start with spelling this stuff out. 0 and -6 and 2 and 3. 2 times c. Now we can go ahead and do both at the same time. 1/3 times 0 is still 0. 1/3 of -6 is -2. 1/3 of 2 is 2/3. And then 1/3 of 3 is 1. Meanwhile, 2 times 4, 2 times 12, 2 times 9, 2 times -10. Now we can add these together. 0 plus 8, -2 plus 24, 2/3 plus 18. I guess you could say 18 and 2/3. And then 1 plus -20 is -19. And that is going to be 1/3 b plus 2c. All right, now we're going to take these same matrices, but we're going to play a different game with it. We're going to try and find the missing matrix if A looks like that. And whatever F is should equal the 0 matrix. Since we're doing addition here, we can assume that since A is a 2 by 2, then the 0 matrix must be a 2 by 2 also. It's going to have to be that way if we're adding. So the question becomes, what is F to make this situation right? And I mean, we're talking about additive inverse here. basically f is going to be negative 10 and negative 5 and negative 8 and positive 1. If you combine A plus this guy, you're going to wind up with a zero matrix. And that's all we're doing. That's you know, we're talking about the additive identity here, or not the identity, the additive inverse, excuse me. Now, when we get to the multiplicative inverse, it's going to get a little more complicated. But right now, it stays easy. Okay. And number last, 2c plus g equals 0. Well, let's figure out what 2c is. It's 4 and 12 and 9 and negative 10. So 2 times 4, 2 times 12, 2 times 9, 2 times negative 10. And we're going to figure out, all right, if it's going to add up to be 0, then this is going to be negative 8. This is going to be negative 24. This is going to be negative 18. And this is going to be positive 20. And there we go. And that is the end of our notes. Like I said, this one was easy. We'll get back to the more challenging stuff when we start truly multiplying matrices times each other. That's where it gets interesting.